took a significant turn when I grasped this simple philosophy: invest more effort in self-improvement than in your job. This principle, which I adopted at 25, has been a game changer. Working hard at your job earns you a living, which is good, but working hard on yourself can earn you a fortune, which is even better. Initially, I didn't mind putting in the hard work at my job, but I didn't see much change. It was only when I began to invest in myself that things started to shift. Let me express this philosophy in a more philosophical manner. Success is something you attract, not something you pursue. It comes by becoming attractive yourself. This whole process is what we call personal development. You can have more than you currently do because you can become more than you are. If you can increase your value threefold, fivefold, you can easily multiply your income by the same margin. But the key is to work hard on yourself. This involves learning multiple skills, perhaps even multiple languages. Working on yourself can be challenging because sometimes the hardest person to work with is yourself. You may ask yourself why you're reluctant when you should be excited. This is where the real work lies. My first mentor, Mr. Schraff, used to say that the world is mostly full of nice people, with only about 11 or 12 truly unpleasant individuals. He said that they tend to move around a lot, so you might encounter one occasionally, but if you do, just remember there are only a handful of them in the world that you can handle. However, the real challenge lies in working on yourself, your personality, temperament, mindset, and cultural understanding. All these are essential for becoming a responsible, growing, powerful, and skillful communicator. Once you master these aspects, the world belongs to you. Are you ready to take control of your life? Are you tired of living by others people's rules, letting them dictate what you can and cannot do? If so, listen carefully. Never disclose what you do. Many of us live our lives confined by the expectation and limitations imposed by others. We allow our doubts and criticisms to hold us back from reaching our full potential. But it doesn't have to be that way. You have the power to break free and live life on your own terms. Imagine for a moment what your life could be like if you stopped caring about others' opinion, stopped seeking their approval and validation. If you had the courage to pursue your dreams and ambitions without fear of judgment or ridicule. That's the life that awaits you when you embrace the philosophy of never revealing what you do. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, is it not important to consider others' opinion? You're right to some extent. We shouldn't be selfish and inconsiderate, but there is a difference between being considerate and letting others control your life. When you tell people what you do, you're giving them the power to dictate your action. You're allowing them to plant seeds of doubts and negativity in your mind. Before long, those seeds start to take root, and you find yourself paralyzed by fear and indecision. But when you adopt the mindset of never revealing what you do, you reclaim that power. You take back control of your life and destiny. You become the captain of your own ship, charting a course towards your dreams and ambition without being beholden to anyone else's expectations and limitations. Now, some of you might worry, does that make me seem arrogant or self-centered? Absolutely not. In fact, it's quite opposite. When you live by the philosophy of never disclosing what you do, you're actually being more considerate and respectful of others. Think about it in this way. When you seek the approval and validation of others, you're essentially saying that their opinions matter more than your own. You're putting their desires and expectations above your own dreams and ambitions. But when you never reveal what you do, you're acknowledging that your life is your own to live and that you alone get to decide what's best for you. And let me tell you something. People respect that self-assurance and confidence. They may not always agree with your decisions, but they will respect the fact that you're living life on your own terms and that you're not letting anyone else dictate what you can and what you cannot do. Now, I know that embracing this mindset isn't always easy. We've been conditioned from a young age to seek the approval of others, to conform to social norms and expectations. But if you want to truly live a life of freedom and fulfillment, you have to be willing to break free from those chains. Once you do, it's like a weight has been lifted off your shoulder. You will feel the sense of liberation and empowerment that you've never experienced before. You will be able to pursue your dreams and ambition without fear of judgment and ridicule. And you will be able to live life on your own terms without letting others dictate what you can and cannot do. But don't just take my word for it. Let me share with you a story that illustrates the power of never disclosing what you do. Many years ago, I had the pleasure of meeting a young man named Michael. Michael was a budding entrepreneur with big dreams and even bigger ambitions. But everywhere he turned, he faced doubt and criticism from others around him. His friends and family told him that his business ideas were unrealistic and that he should just stick to safe and secure job. His colleagues and peers mocked him for his aspirations, telling him that he would never amount to anything. Even complete stranger would look at him with skepticism as if to say, "Who do you think you are?" But you know what Michael did? He never told them what he did. He ignored the doubts and criticisms and pushed forward with his dreams and ambitions. He worked tirelessly day and night to turn his idea into reality. And you know what? He succeeded against all odds. Michael built a thriving business empire that not only made him wealthy beyond his wildest dreams, but also allowed him to positively impact the life of countless people. And do you know what the best part is? Those same people who once doubted and mocked him were not clamoring to be part of his success. They wanted to bask in his glory and ride the cocktails of his achievement. But Michael didn't let them. He stayed true to himself and his philosophy of never disclosing what he did. He didn't seek their validation and approval because he knew that he didn't need it. He was living life on his own terms. That was all mattered. Okay, now I'm not telling you the story to brag you, to make you feel jealous of Michael's success. I'm telling you the story because it's a powerful example of what can happen when you embrace the mindset of never disclosing what you do. When you stop seeking the approval and validation of others and start living life on your own terms. That's when true success and fulfillment become possible. That's when you're able to tap into your full potential and achieve things that others can only dream of. But it all begins with that shift in mindset, with the willingness to break free from the chain of other people's expectations and limitations, with the courage to pursue your dreams and ambitions without fear of judgment and ridicule. And let me tell you, it's not always easy. There will be times when you doubt and criticism of others start to creep in. Moments when you will feel like conforming to social norms and expectations. But in those moments, you have to remember why you started on path in the first place. You have to recall the dreams and ambitions that once burned highly and brightly within you and find strength and resilience to keep pushing forward, no matter the obstacle or challenges. Because at the end of the day, the only opinion that truly matters is your own. The only approval and validation you need is from yourself. And when you embrace the truth, when you live by the philosophy of never disclosing what you do, then when truly freedom and fulfillment become possible. So let me ask you this. Are you ready to take control of your life? Are you ready to break free from the chain of other people's expectations and limitations? Are you ready to pursue your dreams and ambitions without fear of judgment or ridicule? If so, then repeat after me. I will never tell people what I do. I will live life on my own terms. I will not let anyone else dictate what I do and what I don't. I'm the captain of my own ship. I'm alone, get to chart my course. Say it with conviction, say it with passion, say it with unwavering determination that can move mountain and overcome any obstacle. Because when you embrace that mindset, when you truly internalize the philosophy of never disclosing what you do, that's when the doors of opportunity will start to open for you. That's when you will be able to tap into your full potential and achieve things that others can only dream of. of. So what are you waiting for? The time for action is now. The time to control of your life and live it on your own terms is right here in this very moment. Don't let others else dictate what you can and what you cannot do. Do not let their doubts and criticisms hold you back from achieving your full potential. Embrace the mindset of never disclosing what you do, and watch as your dreams and ambitions become a reality. It won't be easy, but nothing worth achieving ever is. There will be challenges and obstacles along the way, but with the right mindset and unwavering determination, you can overcome them all. So go for it, my friends. Embrace the philosophy of never disclosing what you do, and watch as your life transforms before your very eyes. Watch as you break free from the chain of other people's expectations and limitations, and take control of your own destiny. The road ahead won't be easy, but it will be worth it. And at the end of the journey, you will be look back with the scenes of pride and accomplishment, knowing that you lived life on your own terms and achieved things that others could only dream of. And let me tell you, when you truly embrace the philosophy of never disclosing what you do, it's like a whole new world opens up to you. A world where limits and boundaries no longer exist, where you're free to dream as big as badly as you want without anything telling you that it's impossible. Because here is the thing, my friend, the only limits in your life are the ones we impose on others. When we buy into other people's doubts and criticism, when we let others' fears and insecurities become our own, that's when we start to put up walls and boundaries around our dreams and ambitions. But when we embrace the mindset of never disclosing what we do, those walls come tumbling down. We're no longer shackled by limitations and expectations of others. We're free to soar, to reach for the stars, and to achieve things that others can only dream of right now. I know some of you might be thinking, but is it not important to listen to advice and feedback from others? Shouldn't we take their perspective into account? And you're absolutely right, it's important to open to different viewpoints and to consider the opinions of those who have more experience and expertise that we do. But there is a big difference between listening to advices and letting others dictate what you can and what you cannot do. When you embrace the mindset of never disclosing what you do, you're not shutting out the world and ignoring the perspective of others. You're simply choosing to be the ultimate operator of your own life and the captain of your own ship. You're willing to listen to advice and feedback, but at the end of the day, you're the one who gets to decide which course to chart. And let me tell you that self-determination and self-reliance is the quality that is deeply admired and respected by others. People may not always agree with your decisions on your approach, but they respect the fact that you're living life on your own terms and you're not letting others else dictate what you can and cannot do. But do not just take my word for it. Let me share with you another story that illustrates the power of this mindset. Many years ago, I had the pleasure of meeting a young woman named Sarah. Sarah was a talented artist with a passion for painting and dreaming of one day having her work displayed in the most prestigious galleries around the world. But everywhere she turned, she faced doubt and criticism from those around her. Her parents told her that pursuing a career in art was a waste of time and that she should focus on something more practical and stable. Her friends mocked her lofty ambitions, telling her she would never make it as an artist and she should give up on her dream. Do you know what Sarah did? She never told them what she did. She ignored their doubts and criticisms and continued to pursue her passion for painting with unwavering determination. She worked tirelessly day and night, honing her craft and perfecting her skills. She sought out mentors and teachers who could help her grow and develop as an artist, but she never let anyone else dictate what she could and couldn't do with her art. And you know what happened? Against all odds, Sarah's talent and hard work paid off. Her painting started to gain recognition and acclaim. Before long, she was being invited to showcase her work in some of the most prestigious galleries around the world. And And do you know what the best part is? Those same people who once doubted and mocked her were now clamoring to be part of her success. They wanted to bask in her glory and ride in the cocktail of her achievement. But Sarah didn't let them. She stayed true to herself and her philosophy of never telling people what she did. She didn't seek their validation and approval because she knew that she didn't need it. She was living life on her own terms, and that was all that matters. But it's not just about achieving success and recognition, my friends. The philosophy of never telling people what you do is about so much more than that. It's about life where you're true to yourself and your values, and where you're not letting anyone else dictate who you are and what you can achieve. Because here is the thing, when you let other people's expectations and limitations dictate your own life, we start to lose sight of who we are and who we really are. We start to conform to social norms and expectations, even if they go against our deepest desires and passions. But when we embrace the mindset of never telling people what we do, we claim our sense of self-confidence. We're no longer beholden to anyone else's definition of success or happiness. We're free to define those things for ourselves and to live a life that is truly authentic and fulfilling. Let me tell you, there is nothing more liberating and empowering than that. When you're living a life on your own terms, when you're pursuing your dream and ambition without fear or judgment or ridicule, you will experience a sense of joy and contentment that is simply unmatched. But it's not just about personal fulfillment, my friend. When you embrace the mindset of never telling people what you do, you also have the power to inspire and uplift those around you. Think about it. When you have the courage to live life on your own terms, you pursue your dreams and ambition without letting anyone else dictate what you can and cannot do. You're setting an example of others to follow. You're showing them that it's possible to break free from the chain of other people's expectations and limitations and to live a life of true freedom and fulfillment. And let me tell you that inspiration and leadership in something is that sorely needed in the world. Too many people are trapped in that they didn't choose for themselves, trapped by the expectation and limitation of others. But when they see someone like you, someone who has the courage to live life on their own terms, it can be a powerful wake-up call. It can be a spark that ignites the fire within them, the inspiration they need to start pursuing their own dreams and ambition without fear of judgment or ridicule. And before you know it, you will start a ripple effect that can change the lives of other countless people around you. So never underestimate the power of your example, my friend. When you embrace the mindset of never telling people what you do, you're not just changing your own life, you're changing your lives of those around you too. Of course, none of this is easy. Embracing the idea of never telling people what you do takes guts, resilience, and a determination to stick to your own path. There will be times when others' doubts and criticism get to you, when you feel like giving in and doing what everyone else thinks you should. But in those tough moments, when you've got to dig deep and remember why you started this journey in the first place, because here is the thing, my friend, you're not alone. Many others have walked this road before you. Think of folks like Thomas Edison, Albert Einstein, and Steve Jobs. They didn't let anyone tell them what they could not do. They chased their dreams with all they had, even when others doubted. And look at what they achieved. They changed the world. You can do it too. You're like them. With a big dream and ambitions, we've got to have the courage to stick to your guts and follow your own path no matter what. It's not gonna be easy, but it's worth it. You will face challenges, sure, but with the right mindset and determination, you can overcome anything. Remember, you're in charge of your own destiny. Don't let others' opinions hold you back. Embrace the idea of never telling people what you do and watch in your life change for the better. It's about living life on your own terms and achieving things others can only dream of. So, what are you waiting for? Start now and make your dreams a reality.